Now, every parent wants to give their kids the best education. But what about those migrant workers who keep shifting from one place to the other every 6 months? What about their kids? Well, there's a school in Bengaluru which gives all the kids of all the migrant workers quality education. It is run by Saraswati, so let's find out what is this school all about. As you drive down almost any road in Bengaluru, you see many construction sites. But have you ever paid attention to them? Well, your answer might be no. It is not about the construction site we are talking about today, but about the workers and their families with whom construction would come to a grinding halt across the country. In the middle of the sand, gravel and machines, you are likely to see small children playing. The population of the migrant workers in Bengaluru is growing daily, but what about their kids and education? The families live in blue tents with no access to running water, electricity or sanitation. So education seems to be a far-off idea. But there is a woman who is doing her best to give education to all the kids of the construction workers. Saraswati Padmanabham says that there are around 1.3 million people who live in the slums of Bengaluru, constituting 17% of the city's population. Saraswati and her husband, Shamal Kumar, would often see children of construction workers playing in construction sites as their families lacked basic amenities. So Saraswati decided to give education and also provide food to them. Well, Saraswati saw a few kids playing in one of the construction sites and decided to provide them education. She started teaching the kids at home, and soon the parents who are migrant workers started taking interest in the education of their child. She now has a Montessori where she teaches all the children. One cannot deny the fact that early childhood education is important for development of the child, and Saraswati is doing just that. Without nurture, nutrition and stimulation, the child's development is retarded, and this preschool plays a pivotal role, giving a strong foundation to all of them. For Saraswati, setting up the school seemed to be a very obvious decision to make. We at News9 spoke to Saraswati about the school and the children. Well, it is Saraswati who is the mind behind this amazing concept. Well, Saraswati, now tell us why a Montessori school for all the kids of migrant workers?
So living in Bangalore, we've seen children playing in the construction sites or roaming in the streets. And we said we want to do something for them, right? So that's what got us started. That's how we started the school. So 2 years ago, we said we want to do something for especially this age group. So children who come to Diya Ghar are between the ages of 2 and 6. And we wanted to focus on this age because they don't have too many options. The parents don't have too many options for this age group. They take them usually with them to the construction sites, and there they're exposed to so much danger, physical abuse, sexual abuse. They're in the midst of so much pollution. So, and 0 to 6 is such an important time for their development, for their cognitive development, for their physical development. So good nutrition is very important, and you need an environment where you can facilitate their growth. So that's why we chose Montessori as a method for educating them to do their preschool.
Okay. So you and your husband both together started this. So where did you get this idea from?
Okay, so I mean, for a long time, we've been wanting to start something for children of migrant laborers. We have 3 children, and so I wanted to wait till my youngest turned 6 and went into full day school before we started something, because it's going to be a full-time work. But then 2 years ago, we really felt that God wanted us to start then. So in obedience and faith, we started it. And because I'm familiar with Montessori, I got trained in Montessori. I'm a counselor, so I understand child development. So we realized this would be a good method to teach them. Because in Montessori, the basics are taught, like math and language is taught through objects and through concrete things. So the foundation is very strong. And also many of the children who come to us are malnourished and they have developmental delays. And in Montessori, since they use their hands so much, since they move so much, they're able to develop their fine motor skills, their gross motor skills. And we've seen how beautifully the children have grown in the year and a half they've been with us.
Okay, so as you said, you have 30 students now? Okay, so can you tell us how does it feel to be with them and to teach them? How much time did they take to learn things?
Children are amazing, right? God's given them amazing potential, and we don't have to really teach them. I mean, sometimes we think we have to make them do stuff, but we can see how they're so eager to learn. So children who come in, they come in at different ages, but very quickly they learn, and you can see that they want to learn. They'll keep saying, you know, Auntie, show me another one, show me another one. And so it's really nice when the children are so innocent and, you know, and they're so moldable in a way at this age, right? So we're able to give them that hope and say that you can study well, you can go into first standard, and you can become, you know, something. And they just absorb all of that. So I just enjoy, you know, spending my time with them, working with them, teaching them, and seeing how they're growing right in front of us.
So from morning breakfast, you take care of everything. So can you tell us like how the day starts and how it ends?
So we pick them up at 8:30. So now we're renting a van and an auto. So we go and pick them up from their settlements. Initially, when we started, I used to just drive up there and, you know, load them all in my car and bring them. I didn't realize it was so important to pick them up. Only much later, when I was talking to those families, I said, "Oh, there's a government school. Why didn't you send them?" They said, "We can't drop them at 3, at 9, pick them up at 3. You know, we can't do that." So picking up is a big part. It's so important for them to be able to send them to school. So we pick them up at 8:30, bring them in, and then they have, in the morning they have porridge and snack like a fruit. Then they work with Montessori. They learn math, language, and all. They have everything in the morning till about 12:30. 12:30 we give them lunch, and we give them an egg every day. The afternoons, the younger ones take a nap. The older ones work with blocks, with puzzles. They do art and craft and, you know, things like that. And then around 4:15, they have milk and fruit again. And then about 4:30, 4:45, we go and drop them back.
So your day sounds quite busy. So tell us the number of teachers you have.
We currently have 4 teachers and 2 support staff. We had 3 teachers till about a month ago. We took on 1 more teacher because we are in the midst of expanding. So we're going to double our impact next month. We're going to bring in 13 new children. So we brought in a new teacher because I trained them in Montessori. So we brought her in as well to be trained so that, you know, we're ready to bring in the 30 children. So currently we have 4 teachers, excluding me, plus 2 support staff.
So now, tell me, Saraswati, it is quite difficult to convince the parents of these kids. How did you start convincing them to send their kids to school? Because they are migrant workers. Today they are here, tomorrow they are somewhere else. So how did you convince them?
So we started with the families living very close to our center, and we told them, we're starting a preschool, especially for children of construction workers. And it's amazing how they were very happy. The first kids who came, their families were very happy to send them because they were saying, normally we take our children to the construction site. The first family had 3 kids, Shweta, Yiresh, and Gayatri. They're still with us now. And Shweta was only 4.5 then, but she used to go with her younger siblings, carrying the youngest one who was a year old on her hip, and take them to the construction site with their parents. And through the day, she was, mothering these 2 little ones. So the parents were very open and they were very happy that they could send them. So we started with 5 kids like that, very close to our center. And I think over time, we built trust with them. So then we told them, can you take us to colleagues of yours so we can share what we're doing and we can bring children, their children, help their children. So we went, so we've had mixed responses. One settlement was very close. They said, if you want, you can do something within our settlement, but we don't want to send our children out. Another settlement was very open. They said, tomorrow you come and take them, right? So 15 children come from that settlement in Kalkare. And over the year, we've been very encouraged by the way the parents have responded. Initially, they were just saying like they're sending them for some babysitting kind of a thing, right? But over the year and a half, they've come and seen what their kids are learning during the parent-teachers meeting when they come and see what they're writing and reading. There was one parent who was just crying because she didn't realize that her child could do so much. So till now, the parents never thought about educating their children, never thought about their future. They just really live on day-to-day kind of a day-to-day basis. But now they've been able to think about the future, and we're working with them to say, you need to continue their education and put them in first standard. So that's very encouraging when we see that change coming from the community itself.
So you are getting a good response from the parents?
Yes, absolutely. And really, they've been so trusting of us, right? They're entrusting such little children in our care. And we've seen how they really value what their children are getting and what they're able to do.
We also got in touch with the school teachers, and this is what they had to say.
I just took one time to come here to spend time with the children. I spoke to Saraswati ma'am, and we went through some talks and all. And I was there just observing the children, how they are doing. Like usually, like in our own life, we don't learn those things with what they are learning. So I was so happy to see their growth, and more of that, I'm happy to see that they are from the construction place. But when I have seen them first time, we couldn't realize that who and from where they are, but the way they have grown up.
So practical life, sensorial, and math also sometime. I can teach children also. I can play with them. I'm really enjoy with these children. They're very good.
The teachers also say that the kids are very talented, and sometimes they try to learn from the children.
Actually, one more thing I want to tell, like I'm learning from them actually more than that, like how to behave and how to be well disciplined yourself. So when I go back home, I start doing those things, like how to keep proper things back after finishing. So many things I have learned from children itself.
In the coming days, there will be more students joining the school. It is said that the kids and their parents who are attending the school went around convincing others about it, and this is how the team is growing. Well, wasn't that an interesting and innovative way of learning? Now, even the parents are eager to know about the future and to give them good education. The change definitely is mind-blowing. With camera person Vali, this is Nandita Day for NEWS9.